cheer us on through the sun and rain, 'cause Chelsea is our name.
Welcome back to Chris Chat CFC. As I say, second one of today. I think that's my first time. Yeah, I have done it. It's been a long day. It's been an emotional day. It's hard being a Chelsea fan, I must say. But we have had some news today. We have had some updates come out from a press conference, as I say, from Reece James and Liam Rosenior. So I'm just going to go through some of the stuff that's come out today from that. And we're going to start with something that has been mentioned by Liam Rosenior regarding Jorgensen, and read into it what you will. But Rosenior says Jorgensen was outstanding for 70 minutes against PSG. I don't know. I just don't know. I think he was outrageous for PSG, for 70 minutes, against PSG, for even doing them fades, doing them dummies and passes out. Like, he was asking for them last 15 minutes. There's no doubt about that. They completely humiliated him for him doing it to them. I didn't like his attitude when he conceded. He looked defeated. He looked small. He didn't look like a warrior. He didn't take the critiquing from Enzo Fernandez very well. He then walks off the pitch when Reece James tells him to come back and go over and applaud the away fans. He has to get pulled back on by Robert Sanchez, who was our substitute goalkeeper, who probably wasn't very happy even being sub, but he showed being a leader and got him back out there. I mean, we didn't see any videos from the fans. I didn't anyway, with Jorgensen back there, but we obviously just saw Sanchez grab him back onto the pitch. I think he's trying to look after him a little bit there. Basically not talking about the last 15 minutes and trying to big him up and say that he was outstanding for 70 minutes. I'm not really sold on him in general as a goalkeeper. We saw it last season against Villa. He conceded later on. It was his fault, and that's the reason why we dropped points. He's a number 2, and he can stay as a number 2 in domestic cups. And Robert Sanchez, we need to have a look at that again in the summer and either move on and upgrade and bring Paddys in as a number 2 and a top goalkeeper. Basically, I think we just got to get rid of both of them, I think. Sanchez has been good this season, but we need more. And then next, we are going to talk about, Rosenior on Enzo Fernandez outbursts to Jorgensen. So he said, in this social media climate now, any small thing can turn into the biggest thing. Based on the amount of clicks that it gets, the reality is nowhere near as big as what it's made out to be. The thing is that we have our views on social media. We don't just see it on the game, on the TV, and make a quick split-second decision to talk about it and what we think. We get to review it over and over again on social media because it's clipped, it's put on for people to have their views. And you see it, and we all loved it. We love that from Enzo Fernandez. That's what we love about him. He is a warrior. He is a player that we do desperately want to keep. Again, around the PSG game, we had briefs coming out saying that PSG are looking to talk to his representatives. You can see why. He would suit PSG, I think. His attitude, the way he plays the game, I think he would fit in there quite nicely. But I liked it from Enzo. I did like it. I think that Philippe Jorgensen didn't take it very well. Again, I think he just showed bad attitude towards the end completely. He was arguing back. I don't think he really had a foot to stand on. A leg to stand on even. Can't even get my words out today. These last couple of days have been a lot. And then what else have we got? So Rosenior also says, obviously I made a decision to play Philippe against Villa, and his performance was outstanding. His performance against PSG for 75 minutes was outstanding, but then he made a mistake. So let's just clear this up. One thing. Jorgensen wasn't outstanding against Villa. He didn't make 6, 7, 8 top-class saves to keep us in the game. Villa didn't really produce anything. The only time they did, I think it was when Ollie Watkins had a shot, or was it Morgan Rogers, and he literally just put out his arm and it went over the bar. Other than that, I didn't see anything else that could say to me, yeah, he's definitely going to be our number one. And again, we've already spoken about his performance against PSG for 75 minutes and forgetting about the 15 minutes. Again, he's trying to cover for him. I'm sure he's had a word with him behind closed doors and said something completely different, but in a good way for him. But I don't expect it, or I don't want him to be in the Newcastle lineup. That's for sure. So moving on, Liam Rosenior also says about the shove on the ball boy from Pedro Neto in the PSG game, which he was lucky not to be sent off. But we have had some breaking news over the last hour that involves Pedro Neto and what's been going on with him. So Rosenior says the footage of the Neto pushing the ball boy doesn't look good. Now, what makes me laugh about this as well is that when he was asked about it after the game, he said, I didn't see it. I honestly can't comment on it. If you look back at the image or the clip of Pedro Neto pushing that ball boy, Liam Rosenior's got a front row seat. He's eating popcorn there. He's got a front row seat and he's looking directly at that. He knows he doesn't know what to say. So he's just pretending he never see it. But most managers do that anyway. So, yeah, we saw it. We all made our own mind up. There's something else here as well, and that Gittins is back involved and there is no Esteval for this weekend. So Gittins being back involved doesn't really bother me. I think he's quite a good player against lower level opposition. I think when he gets a bit more time, he's quite good at attacking. But I think we're going to be putting Cole Palmer out there. I think even though Cole Palmer's not been performing that well, I don't see us taking him out and putting Gittins over there and putting Garnacho on the left, because I can't see Gittins getting over on the left-hand side with Garnacho at the moment. And no Esteval again, I think that is a big disappointment. I think he probably is ready, but I think we've got this sort of procedure we've got to go through now to really get them back on, to get them back on the pitch. I think he probably is match ready for at least 20 minutes, but we have got a tough run of games coming up and we can't afford anything to go wrong when he comes back from injury. And what else have we got? We also have Reece James. So Reece James was in the conference today, which was obviously fitting given he's just signed a new contract for Chelsea. And he's already come out as a robot, apparently, because he has said, I'm fully behind the project. Come on, mate. What are you doing? You're not behind the project. You're behind the club, the fans, the team. You don't support the project. You want it to get better, but you're not behind it. I don't think you support it. You'll try your best within it. I don't think you're buying it, mate. So I think that is everything from the conference today. And there has been a bit more breaking news as well, which has come out regarding Pedro Neto. So basically what's happened is there was a comment made by somebody on Twitter saying Garnacho is only our fit winger, basically, because Cole Palmer's not a winger technically. And then I thought, more than that. And then I read down and I see further that Pedro Neto has now got a one-match suspension. Now, I need to read a bit further. I don't know whether it's through his disciplinary actions against Arsenal, or I don't know whether it was to do with his ball boy. I think the ball boy stuff is still pending investigation, but I think from his disciplinary for the sending off against Arsenal, I think that has got him his one-match ban. So he will be completing his one-match ban against Newcastle. So again, Pedro Neto, thank you very much. Team down again. You're not going to be involved again, and it does no good for us in a game that we need to win. So, brilliant. Thank you for that, mate. Right, I think that's everything from X and from the team brief, from the presser that we had today from Liam Rosenior and Reece James. I'm going to go through my team news. So, I don't think we've got many changes. Levi is obviously still out. And this is my starter lineup for Newcastle. So we are going with Robert Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah, and Hato. Now, I think I'd like to see Hato in there only because he does provide us with youth and pace. And Newcastle do have very good wingers that are very young, quick, and agile. And I think Hato can give us something different. I know Kukurea can do the same, but I want to see something different. I've seen something from Hato recently, and I want to see him again against Newcastle. And also give Kukurea another little bit of a break because he has only just come back from injury and been thrown straight in. He had to come on against Wrexham and he played the full game or most of the game. Excuse me, most of the game against PSG. So moving on from that, we got Caicedo and Santos sitting just in front of those. And then it's exactly the same as PSG. So I've gone for Palmer, Enzo, and Garnacho in the attack. And just in front of them, João Pedro. So this team I thought would go out and do a job against PSG, but they didn't. But I'm expecting them to do a little bit more and be a bit more consistent in the Newcastle game. I'm trying to think of positives because I really don't want to be positive at the moment, and I don't think anyone does based on what we've seen recently. There's always another opportunity. There's always another 90 minutes to try and refresh, try and feel something different. But it's very hard to with that. And Garnacho coming in, I mean, why not? Pedro Neto's out. Gittins, I think it's come too soon for him to start. And Garnacho has been playing quite well in his last couple of games. So let's hope he can continue that and start the game and do something. Now, João Pedro, I didn't really talk about him in the PSG game, but I think that he's obviously going to be in the starting lineup. He's our only striker because I don't class Liam Delap as getting anywhere near the starting lineup. He should be in. His next game should be Port Vale, basically. That's how bad it is. And João Pedro needs to refine his form. He wasn't great the other day, but we could say that about the whole squad. They weren't great. And hopefully he can continue his run of form in front of goal and pick up some more goals, which then leads us to more wins. My prediction is what I'm going to move on to next. And I've been thinking about this for most of the afternoon. And I don't want to predict a scoreline. I really don't. I don't want to predict a scoreline. All I want to say is a win. Nothing less. It has to be a win. Because if I just quickly pull up this here, this is the table at the moment going into this game week. Now, it is tight around where we are. And we need another game to go on that's going to help us if we win to try and pull away from them other teams. Now, as you can see, on Sunday, Aston Villa and Manchester United meet. That is a massive game. That is not only a massive game for them two, but it's also a massive game for us because if we get the job done on Saturday, I believe that moves us up to third. That leaves Aston Villa and Manchester United to respond and see how they get on. Can they knock us off that third spot? But one of them's going to drop points, or if not both of them, could be a draw. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend, but we can't focus on that game Sunday. We have to focus on our game and we have to get the job done. And I think that lineup is the only option that we've got because our bench is not effective enough. And that is the one I've picked to do a job. So please do not let me down. We have also, I'm just going to go back to some news after that lineup. We have also had some new news which involves another defender and a contract talk. So going back to CFC Daily, they have reported this through Ben Jacobs, and it says Levi Colwill is another name Chelsea could now look to extend. Contracted until 2029 with a 1-year option. Nothing close yet, but a willingness from all parties to explore a new deal. Now, I think that's pretty obvious, isn't it? It's another homegrown talent. It's another talent which I'm pretty sure the season before last, there was a bit of unrest there whether he would stay after the Pochettino season. I think he might have wanted out, or we might have wanted pure profit, and we was just trying to push at who we can get rid of. But now, I mean, after the season last year, he cemented his place definitely, and this year has just shown us, with him not being fit, how much we do miss him in his presence at the back. We don't know whether it would have changed everything, but it would have helped. So hearing this news is welcoming, just like it was for the Reece James news. So I am going to leave it there. And I want you to let me know what you think. What you think of my predicted lineup. What you think of the Levi Colwell news about potentially signing a new deal. What you think about Garnacho obviously being over on the left and Jamie Gittens maybe coming back in the fold. Pedro Neto, again, missing another game for us, potentially costing us. And anything else you want to discuss. My videos will be open in the comment section below. As I say, I'm new here. I'm just getting my feet under the table. It would be nice to start, messaging back and forth and communicating with my other Chelsea brothers and sisters. This is the whole reason why I started doing this, is because I love talking about my club. I love talking about football, and I do a lot of it on Twitter, well, X, and I love watching YouTube and the other guys doing their thing as well. So why not come and jump on board? So please welcome me. I will welcome you to my comment section. Hit like and subscribe, and we will see you. I'm going to see you on Sunday next. So I'm obviously going to be watching the game. I do have other commitments in the evening through to the early hours of the morning. And then I will be doing a review of the game and how I'm going to feel. And I hope it's a much better video than what it was against PSG. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will catch all of you in the next one.